Good afternoon, everyone. This is Miss Samantha. Welcome to our story time for today. For today's book, we are going to read The Relatives Came by Cynthia Rylant, illustrated by Stephen Gammell. Now, before we begin our book, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And you can write your answers on the chat, or you can just say them out loud or to your parent or whoever's next to you. The first question is, have you ever taken a long car ride, bus ride, or plane ride somewhere? If so, where did you go? How long did it take? What did you do to make the time go by faster? Can you make a list of the different things that you did to spend your time? Did you play any games? If so, what games did you play? Did you tell any stories? Eat snacks? How did you feel when you got to where you wanted to go? What was the first thing you wanted to do when you got out of the car? The story that we're going to read is about a family that travels a long way to visit their relatives. Think about a time you went to visit your relatives. Before we begin reading our story, let's go over some cool words you may have or may not have seen before. If you haven't seen any of these cool words, it's okay. We're going to learn them together. So the first cool word that you're going to see in the story is relatives. Relatives are people in your family, like your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your cousins. Anybody in your family is a relative. The next cool word is Virginia. Virginia is a southeastern state. The next cool word is station wagon. Station wagon is a long car that has cargo in the back. Usually, people use station wagons when they have to carry a lot of stuff. The next cool word is bologna. Bologna is a sausage that's made out of beef, veal, and pork. Sometimes you may notice that bologna is in the meat section in the grocery store. It's usually circle. The next cool word is hugging. Hugging is when you hold tightly and affectionately. The last cool word you're going to see in the story is strange. Strange usually means that something is odd, weird, unfamiliar. Now that we've gone over our cool words, let's begin the story. The title of this book is The Relatives Came, a story by Cynthia Rylant, illustrated by Stephen Gammell. Illustrated means that the person who draws the pictures in the book is the illustrator. And story by means the author, the person who writes the words in the storybook? The cover of the book tells us what the story might be about. What do you think this story is about? What do you notice on the front page of this story? What do you see? I see a rainbow-colored station wagon, and inside are people, and they look very happy. I also see some bags on top of the station wagon, so this tells us that they're going somewhere. I also noticed that the sun is out, so they're definitely traveling in the daytime or morning. Let's begin. It was in the summer of the year when the relatives came. They came up from Virginia. They left when their grapes were nearly purple enough to pick, but not quite. Remember, Virginia is one of our cool words. Virginia is a southeast state. What do you notice in this first page? I see a house. It looks a little old. I also see some tall grass. They might live in the country because of the trees as well. I also notice the sky is gray. And the family is putting luggage in their station wagon. So this tells us that they're going somewhere. They had an old station wagon that smelled like a real car, and in it they put an ice chest full of soda pop and some boxes of crackers and some bologna sandwiches. Remember, bologna is one of our cool words. And up they came from Virginia. They left at 4 in the morning when it was still dark, before even the birds were awake. What time did they leave in the morning? Good job, at 4. They drove all day long and into the night. And while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about their almost purple grapes back home. Remember the word strange? That's one of our cool words. Strange means odd or weird. So they saw weird houses. They thought about Virginia, but they thought about us too, waiting for them. What do you notice on this page? That's right, the strange houses, right? There's also these tall mountains right here. So they drank up all their pop and ate up all their crackers and traveled up all those miles until finally they pulled into our yard. Look at the station wagon. What do you see here? Right, they're driving into the fence. And look, they broke the fence. So do you think they were driving really, really fast or really, really slow? Good job. They were driving really, really fast. Another way you can tell that they were driving fast is if you look at the luggage flying off the roof of the car. This shows you that they were driving really fast. We also see 3 kids here waving at the rainbow colored station wagon. So this probably means that the family, the 3 kids, know their relatives and they've probably seen them before. Okay, boys and girls, so we're gonna stop on that page for today, and you are going to draw a picture of what you would bring if you went to visit your relatives. And if you want, you can upload it on your class activity, or you can just write on the chat a list of things that you would bring if you were to visit your family. Thank you so much for reading with me today, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.